He dominated by taking 9 shots. He took 9 shots in a game that his team scored 125 points on the road. Like, I can't really pay a greater compliment than that. And if you watch this game, he controlled the entire tempo of the game the entire time the Nuggets had the ball. It was another masterpiece.
When Nikola Jokic won his 3rd MVP at just 28 years old, the conversation started getting uncomfortable. Only 9 players in NBA history have ever won 3 MVPs. We're talking LeBron, Bird, Magic, legends. Jokic's name is now on a list that doesn't have Steph, Shaq, or Kobe. You'd think this was the peak, the mountaintop. But instead, Nikola Jokic has gotten even better. On Christmas against the Timberwolves, Jokic scored 18 points in overtime alone, the most ever in an OT period. He finished with 56 points, 16 rebounds, and 15 assists, the highest scoring triple-double the league has ever seen. So at this point, we have to stop pretending this is normal, and we have to ask, how far is this actually going to go? What is the real limit on Nikola Jokic's career? Because in the 2026 season, Jokic's stats have stopped making sense. He's gone from just leading the NBA in practically every advanced number, something that already earned him 3 MVPs, to currently breaking several NBA records. He has the highest PER for a single season by a wide margin, the most win shares per 48 minutes ever, the best box plus minus ever. I mean, what man breaks the all-time record for assists by a center while also averaging almost 30 points a game in the same season? An alien? The answer is an alien, one who just doesn't look like Wemby. Real NBA legends get spoken about with an almost mythical type of admiration. But is Nikola Jokic? There has not been a more dominant, complete player. There's nothing he cannot do on the offensive end. Like, nothing at all. Out of nowhere, when you think he finally is a 3-ball, I'm like, oh my god. It's literally incredible how many passes he makes, where you're like, wait, like, I tried? There's been a narrative around Jokic that's cost him love with some fans, that he's an advanced stat hero, but maybe that doesn't make him the actual best player in the world. Without explosive athleticism, the eye test here can be hard. But the on-court results have shown us the makings of an all-time NBA legend, and we're barely into Jokic's prime. So, quick question, would you consider Nikola Jokic one of the greatest playoff risers of all time? Wait on that answer. Because in 2019, the seeds were planted. Jokic was already first-team All-NBA, and that year he helped break a 5-season playoff drought. In the first round, Game 7, decided by a Jamal Murray dagger, and more importantly, a 21-point Jokic triple-double. He had arrived. He almost averaged a triple-double for his entire first playoff run, but it was almost like we didn't know what to do with that information. What we later learned is that while Jokic has never had a super team, he has won a lot of playoff games. Transition to sponsorship segment, but before we continue, I want to thank DraftKings for sponsoring today's video. Football fans, the season is in full swing. With this much excitement brewing, there's never been a better time to get in on the action. Right now, you can play along with DraftKings Pick 6, a fresh new way to experience daily fantasy sports. All new customers who play $5 on their first Pick 6 entry will get $50 in Pick 6 credits to keep you in the game. All you have to do, download the DraftKings Pick 6 app now. Sign up using code HOOPS. It's really that simple. Just pick at least 2 players and choose if they'll have more or less of a stat. For instance, more or less than 250 passing yards. Or get fun with it and go more or less than 1 interception. So download the DraftKings Pick 6 app now. Sign up using code HOOPS. Only at DraftKings Pick 6. The crown is yours. Thank you to DraftKings Pick 6 for sponsoring today's video. Now, back to it. I think we'd all agree, every single one of the all-time greats has the clutch gene. If you can't show up when the lights are brightest, what are you doing here? In the 2020 playoffs, Jokic got the chance to demonstrate that clutch gene. In the first round against the Jazz, as Donovan. Mitchell and Jamal Murray put on a show, each with 2 50-point games in the series. It was Jokic who was the deciding factor. The Nuggets started down 3-1. They came all the way back, and in Game 7, score tied, Denver could go home. If not for this. Clip, Jokic backs down Gobert. Tough shot over the DPOY. Bucket. Jokic giving Denver the lead. But one game doesn't make a star, right? Then next round, Kawhi, PG, and the Clippers, being called the best team in basketball. The Clippers looked like it early. They took a 3-1 series lead over the Nuggets. Before Jokic came through, again, Denver came all the way back and won another Game 7. At the time, everyone called it one of the biggest chokes in history. But at the end of the day, they didn't choke. Nikola Jokic just outplayed everyone and was the best guy on the court. This was the moment we had to start paying attention. But most stars eventually get figured out to some degree. It was the 2023 playoffs where Nikola Jokic made history. The best players of all time each have a signature playoff run. The greatest of them have a run that cannot be forgotten. For whatever reason, Nikola Jokic